First of all, credit to A&M. They did what championship teams do. I said coming into this game that there was nobody in the country playing better in all three phases than those guys, and they showed that to respond in the second half like they did. Credit to them. That's why they're going to, I guess, play for the SEC championship, certainly be in the playoff and have a chance to win it all. So congrats to Coach Elko and that team. Having said that, having said that, to say that I'm hurt for our guys is a understatement. I know the rest of the country was surprised with what was going on in the first half. We weren't. If you've been watching us play all season, I mean, we had great confidence coming into this game. We fully expected to be in this game, fully expected to be a four-quarter game, and certainly we got off to a great start. We had great confidence. I get it. Our record is what it is, but our guys also understood this is, we won this game by 24 points last year, and we had great confidence coming into this game for a lot of reasons, because there's a lot of players that played out there today that were in that game last season. And, like the game last season, we were up, they came back, took the lead, and then we scored 24 straight in the second half. And then today we were up, they came back and they were able to finish it. So what a heck of a first half. Like I said, we weren't surprised. Nobody came into the locker room at halftime celebrating, thinking the game was over, thinking that we could just go out there and coast in the second half. We talked about it at halftime. The scoreboard is irrelevant. Our whole mentality today was coming in here and dominating. And when you're dominating, you don't, look at the scoreboard. When you're trying to dominate something, you just keep going, and that's what we talked about. But in the second half, just really disappointed with the way that we performed, coaches and players. Just we had our opportunities, and I think I just told the team in the locker room we're going to be sick when we watch this tape, because there's a lot of missed opportunities in the first half that made it whatever it was at halftime. 30-3 could have easily been 42-3. If we just score touchdowns in the red zone and make some more plays. And then in the second half, I think we're going to be sick offensively and defensively with the number of plays that we left out there. So, like I said, credit to them. This one hurts to say the least. And I know our guys will respond, and we'll come right back to Columbia and got 2 home games left to finish this thing out. Questions?
Shane, do you think the offensive play calling got a little more conservative in the second half, or was Spain and just lined up?
No, I don't think so. I mean, they did a great job. Our whole thing was being the most physical team, and they certainly kicked our butts in the run game in the second half. We couldn't get anything going from a run game standpoint, and that was disappointing. I don't think we got conservative at all. We talked about it. We need to go out here and play good football in the second half and keep our foot on the gas pedal. That was the whole mentality. We didn't get out there and get conservative by any stretch of the imagination. We didn't go to like the Dean Smith 4 corners offense in the second half. We were trying to score points and keep it rolling. And we left a lot of plays out there in the run game and the pass game. Had some open receivers that we weren't able to connect on for whatever reason all the way to that last drive, and they just did a good job of playing better in the second half than we did.
Is there an early update on Nick?
Yeah, I think they're going to the plan, as I walked in here, the plan was to take him to the hospital. I just saw him in the training room with he and his dad. He landed on the sideline. Y'all saw the tape. He landed on the sideline, and then the guy came down on his chest. So I think they just want to, from a precautionary standpoint, just make sure everything's okay. So we'll keep him in your prayers, and hopefully he'll be on that, playing with us going back to Columbia here in a little bit.
The 4th and 12 play where Reed converted. I mean, just what did you sense at that point in the game when A&M gets that first touchdown in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, they came out and made plays, and he's a weapon, and just really disappointed with some of the things in the second half for I don't know how many yards they threw for in the second half, but for them to throw for 439 yards against our defense is inexcusable, frankly. With the defensive backs that we have back there and some of the plays that they made, give that quarterback credit. He's a heck of a player and made a lot of really good plays with his arm, and he can hurt you with his feet. But, yeah, we got a chance to get off the field right there. And, the fourth down, they run for it and get the first down, and then a 4th and 1 where, we get blown up and don't get anything out of that. 2 really, really disappointing plays right there.
To follow up on that, do you have a sense of what was going on in the pass game to where you don't get so getting down in the second?
No, I mean, there were I don't know what to tell you, John. I mean, that last ball over there on their sideline, I mean, we're in freaking 3-deep coverage. So, I mean, they made a throw, they made a catch, threw a touchdown where we should have had a post player in the middle of the field, and for some reason we didn't have a post player in the middle of the field, and we got to go back and look at it from a coaching standpoint, why we had some of those busts in the secondary. Like I said, we've been really good in pass defense here for a long time, and we were in the first half too. So I don't know what happened in the second half. That was very disappointing, certainly.
When y'all got the ball back after they fumbled at the very end,
Yeah.
kind of what were you thinking? Obviously 3 points, but what were some of the things going through your mind and through Coach Furry's mind offensively for play calls?
Yeah, it was. If I had told you guys on Tuesday when we started this week that we'd have the ball with, 3 minutes left in the game and a chance to go kick a field goal and win it on the road against the number 3 team in the nation, we would have all signed up for that. I told Lenoris at the 2-minute situations, I put him in every day. We do 2-minute on Sundays and we do 2-minute on Thursdays, and I try and make it as hard as possible. And I told him this is easy compared to what you usually have. You got 3 minutes and a timeout, and it was, we had a good understanding of what they were going to try and do. And I told our whole team, told the team at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and then I told the offense right there in the huddle, like, what a story this is going to be for all the crap we've gone through and the heartbreak and the criticism and whatnot. We got a chance to go win the game, and what a story that's going to be for this offense, for this football team, for this program, and that we had plenty of time and went, moved the ball there a little bit, huge 4th down to Nick over there on the sideline, popped the screen in there to get positive yardage, and then to not finish the drive was really disappointing.
Did he hold it too long on those sacks?
I thought the protection was solid in there, and again we had, they were covering the receivers, but like we talked about all week, and like you did earlier in the game, give those receivers a chance to go make plays. So looking at the iPad, yeah, I mean, was anybody wide open? No, but we trust our guys to go make plays. So I'm not sure what he saw. I know we had one time Jaden's running down the hash, wide open Sellers, and we didn't hit it for some reason or for whatever reason. But I don't know what Lenoris saw, but he played his rear end off and gave us a chance. But certainly we got to, guys got to make plays. We got to coach and we got to play.
What you see on the 4th and 1 play there where Fuller gets the handoff?
Yeah, we just got blown up. They brought up edge pressure where they brought the, I guess it was like the Sam strong safety. We call it Sonic, but they brought that pressure and we just got beat across the face at the tight end position. It looked like, and thought we had a good play called right there, a base thing, and it wasn't, penetration in the middle. It was, they got a guy right there that's a really good player, and he made a play right there in that 4th down situation.
You mentioned finishing all season. Is there something going forward that you want to implement, or something that you've seen as a theme of why you guys haven't been able to finish out these games this year?
Yeah, if I knew Jordan, we would have done it long before now, my man. I mean, this is the 6th game that was a 1-score game going into the 4th quarter, the 3rd SEC game, Alabama, Missouri, and A&M that we led going into the 4th quarter. It makes me want to puke because whatever he knows the stats, whatever our record was around here going into the 4th quarter was pretty darn stellar going into this season. And for whatever reason, we haven't been great in the 4th quarter. And we told our guys all week, I mean, we've talked about it a lot. Maybe I'm talking about it too much, I don't know. We've talked about it a lot that, in the 4th quarter it comes down to technique and execution, and guys got to go make plays. And they made the plays today in the 4th quarter.
That first half, how much of that offense was the things that Mike Furry put in and you guys practiced for the last 2 weeks, and how much was it your guys just executing?
I think a little bit of both. Mike and the offensive staff, I thought, did a really good job of putting a plan together, having an opportunity to study A&M for 2 weeks, and having a good understanding of their defense and what they were trying to do certainly helped us. I thought Mike really did a great job of, giving our guys on offense clarity on here's how we're going to attack Texas A&M and here's how we're going to score points on offense. And the opening drive and then throughout the first half really did a nice job of that. There were certainly some new things schematically that we did. Nothing too radical. I think it was more just guys playing with confidence and taking what we do in practice over to the game.
With the bowl game now off the table, what's your message to your players for the next 2 weeks?
Yeah, go finish this thing out the right way. Nobody thought we'd be sitting here right now, Phil, with 2 games left, knowing that that's off the table. But, competition is a core value of our program. That's, to me, the best competitors are the ones that are intrinsically motivated, meaning they don't need something out there to motivate them. They just love to go compete. And I know our guys do too. They hurt, and we're going through this right now, and we're going to be stronger for it next season. I know that. These guys that we have coming back that will remember this feeling, and I don't know why we're going through it. I don't know why we've had this heartbreak that we've had, but we will be better and stronger and hardened because of it as we go into next season. But I really, really hurt for these seniors that have given so much that there won't be postseason. I'm sad for our team. That's one thing we talked about on Sunday is it's such a great group of guys, and that's why I hurt so much for them, Phil. Like they're such great kids. Like we don't have issues off the field. We don't have issues with academics. They work their rear ends off. I don't have to come into the meeting every week and figure out ways to get them to go practice hard. I mean, they love competing. They love being around one another. They love playing for each other. And that's what we talked about on Tuesday is we didn't want it to end. We wanted a whole month of togetherness as a team throughout the month of December, and that hurts. But I really, really hurt for these seniors that deserve better than this. And I hate it that as the head coach, I haven't been able to help them more in the fourth quarter this year.
What happened at the end of the first half with some of the clock stuff and timeouts?
What do you mean?
It looked like there was some time that was lost in between calling a timeout, or the end of a play and a timeout, and potentially having a chance to run 2 plays to running out of field goal.
Was that the one that we threw to Brady over near their sideline?
I'm not sure on the.
I'm sorry, John. It's a whirlwind right now.
Yeah.
If you ask me tomorrow night on the teleconference, I'll have a better idea. Were we going that way towards that end zone? Was that where we were in the second quarter?
You probably could have called a timeout with about 20 seconds.
There was a play in there. I can't remember if it's the play you're talking about. There was a play that we threw the ball to Brady, and I couldn't really see it from the sideline and thought it was an incomplete pass, but I know he caught the ball where he kind of got stumbled up and almost went in and scored. That may have been the play. I'll have a better answer for you. But, yeah, I think there was about 5 seconds right there where we had a chance and certainly needed to get points right there. We had a play on second down that we thought was going to – or first or second down that we thought was going to score. But I think that's the scenario right there where, communication's got to be better so we see what's going on there. Go ahead.
You talked about missed opportunities, and specifically in the first half. The interceptions that you guys had, just how much do you feel like those kind of played into it? What kind of difference would it have made if you guys have those?
Yeah, huge. That's disappointing too because we had a couple of those against Alabama too. Some dropped interceptions and opportunity to make a plays on all across the defense. So that was, disappointing to see that again. But yeah, that's one of the things that coming into the game, Jack, that we talked about. I mean, Reed's a heck of a quarterback. When you go whatever he was, 22 or 39 for 439 and 3 touchdowns. And then being able to run the ball effectively, he's a dynamic player. But we did feel like we'd be able to affect him and that he would give us some opportunities to get some interceptions. We talked about it in the team meeting yesterday, right before we left to go to the airport. I showed the whole team, some plays where the end of the Notre Dame game, and I'm not taking anything away from him. Please don't take this as criticism, but everybody remembers the 4th down play that they threw to beat Notre Dame. I mean, there was a 2nd down and a 3rd down where Notre Dame had an opportunity to end the game and get an interception right there, and they weren't able to capitalize. And we talked about it yesterday in Columbia that, we need to capitalize on those opportunities, that he's going to throw us some, and we've got to capitalize. But, those guys are playing their rear ends off and had a chance. They got their hands on balls, and that's all you can ask for. But, yeah, the margin for us, for anybody, especially in this league. I mean, Coach Elko and I were talking before the game. People don't understand what a freaking war this league is, week in, week out. I mean, it's an absolute war that's unlike any other conference in the world, and the margins are just that small. And we're not making enough plays on the other side of the winning margins that we need to right now.
Did you get any explanation on what happened with Harbor, that guard in the tunnel?
No.
The touchdown?
No. I did,
Was it aware that there was some sort of
no.
something?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Cop brushed past him after the touchdown celebration, kind of elbowed him or whatever.
Really?
The cop got sent home.
Well, that's good to know. I would hope so. I did not see that, wasn't aware of that. Got a ton of respect for the people here at College Station. It's a first-class operation. Everybody from a game operation standpoint, they do a great job and are first-class people. So I appreciate them handling that the right way and sending him home.
What is just your message to the fans that just watch that game and they're like, what the heck just happened?
That we're all disappointed. Nobody hurts more than the guys in that locker room. That I know our fans will respond next week in Columbia like our players will. We've got the greatest fans in America. They are passionate and loyal, and they were loud out there today too, and made their presence felt. So appreciate the ones that came out here to College Station, and they can. I know they're disappointed and hurt and saying the same things. What just happened with that? Yeah, but we'll look at it and we'll learn from it. And like I said, we'll be better for it. We'll be better next week against Coastal Carolina because of it. We'll be better in 2 weeks against Clemson because of it, and we will certainly be better as we go into 2026 because of it. There's a lot of young players on this team right now that are hurting. That'll be back next season, and like I said a minute ago, we'll be battle tested and hardened because of this, and we're right there. It'd be one thing if we were coming out every week, Jack, and we were getting the crap kicked out of us 42-7. It'd be one thing. I mean, we've had a chance to win literally every game this season, and we're just not. We're not doing the things that we need to win, and that's on me. And I'm gonna get it fixed. Where next year at this time, we're sitting here not feeling sick about not being bowl eligible, but we're sitting here talking about a playoff run and what we're about to do in the month of December.
You mentioned a couple times in those press conferences about guys coming back for next year. There's been some talk about Manoris this week of rumors kind of.
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of absolute horse garbage that's on social media right now.
Well, some folks are saying that he's likely coming back.
Hopefully that's not horse garbage. Some of the other stuff that.
I think Todd McShay made the comment. There have been a couple of folks out there who have been kind of insinuating that he's coming back.
Yeah, last week that guy was saying he was going to Miami. I think the same guy was, right? So this social media, it's gonna be I love y'all, but it's gonna be the end of all of us. Some of the stuff, but no. To answer your question, what I think you're getting to, I've had some really good conversations with a lot of guys on our team in regards to the future. And again, right now our focus is on, this week was on A&M, and this week it's getting better for Coastal Carolina, who I know is really hot. I don't know if they've played yet today, but they're on a roll right now, I know, and scoring a lot of points. But yes, I'd be not doing my job as a head coach if I wasn't having conversations with players, throughout the season in regards to, their futures. And we got guys that have NFL decisions to make and a lot of that. And I don't want to speak for everyone. There'll be a time for all that, but I'll say this though: there's a lot of guys on this team that love being a Gamecock, and there's a lot of guys on this team and in this program that hurt like hell right now about what we're going through. But there's a lot of guys that have great grit and resolve to get this right and understand how close we are to being where we want to be.
Probably lost in this game will be the play that Dylan made and when Nick returned the fumble for a touchdown. What did you see on that? That's got to be one of the better plays in college football this year.
Yeah, we got some really good players, and what a cool play that was for our whole team, and the defense, the team, the offense, everybody. Just and we talked about it. I mean, we've got a bunch of great players on this football team, and there's a bunch of great players on A&M's team, and this was going to be two great teams going at it with a bunch of great players, and our guys had to go make plays. That's what we talked about at the fourth quarter. All week long in the last period of practice, we've talked about when we get this thing to the fourth quarter, we've got to go, individuals got to go make plays. That's what it comes down to. It's individual players just making great plays in the fourth quarter, and that was one that he certainly made in the first half, and proud of Dylan and all those guys. They played with great energy and great resolve out there today. Thank you, guys. Y'all travel safe.